Hey, oozes and bunnies. This is a preview of the most recent Party Planning, an extra podcast that the Join the Party crew makes for our Patreon. If you want to listen to the whole thing, go to patreon.com/jointhepartypod. Check out this preview.
And that's why romance is the genre that most deserves a permanent cabinet post.
Ah, interesting. That makes sense. Amanda, we actually have to pivot away from romance because the three of us were all wrong about, The Prestige.
You expect that from me. What the fuck is your excuse, Eric and Julia?
It's been 10 years or more since I saw The Prestige. It's not my fault.
Fight, my children! Fight for me!
Right. So now the game is changing to I'm going to badly describe Christopher Nolan movies to you, and you have to guess which one it is.
I've never been more ready.
Matthew McConaughey is a farmer, but he used to be an engineer, and he's really upset about it.
Actually, each of us needs to describe what Tenet is about.
I can't do it.
Is
that
Tenet
one, no
about
one knows.
tenants? About like being an itinerant farmer tenant?
No.
Okay, that one's wrong. We know that one's wrong.
I've tried to watch that movie like 6 times. I've gotten to the first 10 minutes and then I immediately fall asleep every time.
The film follows a former CIA agent who is recruited into a secret organization tasked with tracing the origins of objects that are traveling backwards through time and their connection to an attack from the future to the present.
It seems like such my shit. It seems like
It really
exactly what I
does.
want to watch, and then I cannot watch it.
No.
You gotta watch it on a plane, Brandon. That's when your mind is the most
I'm gonna
open.
fall asleep on the plane!
I mean, isn't that for the best, though?
Yeah,
Isn't that what you want to do on a plane?
That's fair.
Ideally.
Can I make some sort of defense of why we all
No.
focused on the twin?
No, you're allowed to do that in non-recorded media, but in recorded media, you must be deferential to me.
I am
seems fair.
deferential. That's fine.
He's
Okay.
asking permission.
All right, Brandon said no. I guess
All
we
right.
gotta move on
Fair
and do the
enough.
second half of the game instead.
Yeah.
I will say, for y'all's sake, we were both correct. There is a twin reveal, and there's also a clone reveal. So, there we go.
Yes.
Once again, this actually deepens your appreciation of this movie.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan, I think, in some ways relies too much on twists, and it's better if you get it out of the way and get to like the analyzing on a broy
Yeah,
podcast as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's fair.
So honestly, if you haven't seen The Prestige, go see The Prestige.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
And it's not the other magician movie.
No. Which is also, fun. I
Catch Me If You
guess.
Can?
Eric and I
What is
watched
it?
both in the same weekend once.
One has Giamatti, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the other one called?
I don't know. Paul Giamatti being a sad
Who could
magician.
say, Brandon? Honestly, it's lost to time.
It's not possible to know.
It's
Called
like
The Illusionist?
It
No,
burned in the Library of Alexandria, actually.
It's The Illusionist, because if we don't say it, people are going, that's going to be the only comment that people make about this episode.
I got that. I
No,
knew
it's
that.
good.
did,
It's
it
good.
did.
I knew it in my brain.
If you tell us, if you recommend Christopher Nolan movies to us or The Illusionist to us, you also need to tell Julia that she did a good job putting this game together.
Please.
That's
You're
the
right.
requirement.
Yeah.
You're right.
Gotta do
Please.
both.
I think if you say The Illusionist, that you have to do it like The Illusionist.
The Illusionist.
I love this.
Julia, actually, I'm taking over the game. I'm going to poorly describe the tenets of a sect of Christianity, and you all need to tell me what it is. Because I don't know. It's just
sounds
my
great.
information. I
Eric,
didn't do
all
any
you need
research.
to know is that they're all the same except for Catholic and Episcopalian believes in magic. That's all that matters.
All the Orthodoxes are doing some crazy
They
shit,
are.
which
They are.
also believe in magic.
Orthodox is so small that we forget about them, so it doesn't matter.
Well, the
Yvonne
churches certainly aren't.
Yvonne is going to kick in a stained glass window and strangle you.
Yvonne
like-
works for us now.
That's
Yes.
true.
We can't do that to our employees.
And much like modern Orthodox Jews, each of them is on Twitter. Each of them is on Twitter. So you really feel overrepresented in terms of the like Eastern Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, Greek Orthodox Christians. They are online. They are
Yeah,
writing
all
newsletters.
12 of them are online.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why they have an episode of Seinfeld.
Guys, we're behind the paywall. Can I just say, no one has like disagreed.
Burn down a Tesla! Turn down to Tesla.
Baloney stains Cybertrucks. Also, no one has ever disagreed with us more respectfully than the Episcopalians and Anglicans who got into Discord. Like, I'm sure you know this, but let me just tell you a little bit more about Anglicanism. And we're like, thank you. Yes.
You're like, you guys are wrong about C.S. Lewis and you need to know about that.
They were so respectful. And guys, thank you. You're the best.
I will say this is also not behind the paywall because we're still 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We usually
Well, I
cut
can
around
always
the
choose
5-minute
whatever
mark.
preview,
Okay.
you know?
You know,
Whatever.
I'm just me online, and I'll take that.
I feel like but we're behind the paywall, so I feel like I have to say that I feel like personally the Episcopalians are coming to kill me because last time I went to an Episcopalian wedding recently, it was like full on, like it was a priest on priest wedding, like it was insane.
Were the priests getting married?
Yes.
Oh.
And the person, the magic man who does the magic smoke, got in the middle of the aisle and stood directly next to me with his it was like a demon was being summoned in a sci-fi
frankincense
movie
in his
amount of
myrrh?
smoke. It smelled so bad, and it was like attacking me personally.
They knew.
And it was so offensive.
Brandon, they
talks
knew about your solvents.
No one
I
talks about
know.
how the Episcopalians have a smoke monster from Lost.
That's what I'm saying.
Do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Jake recently bought some incense for our house and it's frankincense scented. And so when he lights it, I'm like, church.
Also, just like, again, raised Catholic, when you said 2 priests getting married, I said, that's not possible.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Whenever someone says Episcopalian, I assume it's fish because it's pescatarian.
100%,
You
yeah.
saw 2 fish getting married? That's crazy.
God bless.
So it's kind of like if you were a vegan, that would be your Catholic. But if you're a pescatarian, that would be a Episcopalian. So it does kind of make sense, you know?
Okay. There's a 1-in-1 ratio there. Got it.
At the various bodegas and other places in New York City, they do sell incense like in a random corner, but they always have the nastiest names, like Juicy or something. Swear to God. So I'm like, I hope the church didn't buy that there. It'd be so funny if it was like that and then frankincense.
I don't think that's where they're sourcing their.
They could be.
I
It's
don't
what
know.
label, Julia?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys want to
Should I
talk
just say
about?
like, are we just all saying like words that we would
Our
otherwise
catchphrases?
not allow? There
I
you
mean,
go.
mine was
Okay.
in quotes,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
Would we like to talk about romance novels?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to play a game.
Yes.
All right. So do you remember the rules from last time? Should I remind you?
Yeah, why not? Just in case someone forgot.
Sure. So we're going to start with, I have 5 books left. These are all romance novels that are basically from the last year or so. I'm going to start with telling you the title and the author of the book. You are going to pitch me what you think the plot of that book is. I am then going to reveal the cover. You can either double down or change your plot, and whoever gets the closest or has the funniest will then get points.
And where does we come to a conclusion about who won?
Right now, Amanda's in the lead.
Oh, I mean, like,
Oh yes, you guys
have
come
to
to a
agree?
conclusion who you think.
Oh, right,
won.
we're gonna vote.
Yeah, I'm not voting. If there's no need for a tiebreaker because I guess if everyone selects one other person, then you need a tiebreaker, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I will also remind you that I picked most of these, because they are weird
Sure.
in a certain way. So, keep that in mind as you're coming up with the plot of these. Also, this back half are weirder than the first. 'Cause I
Yay.
wanted it to get progressively weirder as we went. So
Let's go.
keep that in mind as I tell you about these next ones. Are we ready to get going?
real quick, I had something to say behind the paywall because
What
it
up?
just came to my brain when you said
sure.
tiebreaker. Decision.
That was great. My favorite part was the accent work. If you like that, you gotta hear the rest of Party Planning by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/jointhepartypod.